Yeah, mine fell off. His wife.
That's his wife.
That's their wife. Did you get out? Checked out?
Have we missed anybody?
They know he was
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Hanley, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Jim.
Obviously the wrong crowd. We're here to feat Mcnamee's 50th birthday. I'm a Huntington Beach resident. I know we've got people here from Weston, we've got people here from Camarillo. A huge contingent here from Camarillo. A lot of people have known Mac for 10 years, 15 years. I've known him for about 23 myself. What I wanted to run through with you all as by way of a refresher. By the way, I just heard Mac told me something today. He said that he had called Jean last week. He was up at the airport. He called Jean last week. He says, you know, honey, he says, how long, you know how long it's been since we made love? And Jean said, who is this? He went to a sensitivity training recently at a nudist colony. He was the most popular guy in a nudist colony. He could go to the counter at the snack bar, get 2 large coffees and a dozen donuts. The only guy that could do that. I'm going to take you through a chronology here, a flow chart, if you will, of Mcnamee's life. And I got a little test chart here so we can kind of prime ourselves before we get to the Mcnamee chart. This is called the Herb Lot Jerry Rhodey chart. This is the timeline that starts in July of '86 and ends up in January of '87. I'll give you an example. Jerry Rhodey checks out as captain for the Northwest Orient. That's a high point in Jerry's life. A low point is he goes home and has a few beers with Herb Lot, and he has to encourage Lot to go get checked out as a co-pilot, which Lot does. He goes and gets checked out as a co-pilot for Northwest, another high spot. Examples of low spots are, Herb finds out that his ex-wife has cashed $500,000 in checks. The accompanying high spot is, Herb papers his bathroom. Enough of the Lot and Rhodey chart. Now we're dealing with Matt Mcnamee. This is you. We've got a lot of highs and lows on this chart.
Actually, it's the last week.
This is the chart that actually starts in 1936. This is a chart that starts in 1936 and ends in 1987. By the way, I got a little note on the margin there. It says, this gathering goes to show you just how far people will come to have Mcnamee buy on the train. Okay, we start a timeline here. We start a timeline here with highs and lows. Highs being incredibly good things, lows being things that are a little rough around the edges, and a lot of in-between things here as well. There are a little bit of both. We start out with a warm, balmy evening, spring evening in April of 1936. Mcnamee is conceived. That's a high. Dorothy, that's a high. Because 9 months later, on January the 11th, at 5 p.m., Mcnamee is born. A hard day for Mom. How hard? I'll tell you how hard a day it was for Mom.
How hard was it?
As the attending physician was swabbing her with methylate, she swabbed the top of his head. Now we know why he's bald. It was Mcnamee that coined the phrase, less hair, more head. All right! January 1938, Mcnamee's first words. In a very deep voice, he said, Mom, you always liked rich, you better forget it. Very, very high point.
They did some research on this one.
Dorothy was by then pregnant with Connie, And Mcnamee was a year and a half old, and Dorothy would walk into the grocery store pregnant like this. Mcnamee at a year and a half old used to see his mother, and he used to imitate his mother. Another low point for me. Imitating pregnant women. When I first met Mcnamee, he was a Boy Scout, attempting to help an old woman across the street. There's only one problem. The old woman didn't want to cross the street. Okay, we got another point here. This is hard to read. Grandparents allow Mcnamee to watch the Zephyr go through Kewanee, Illinois. They would take him to the railroad tracks every night to watch a train go by about 110 knots on its way to Seattle. That's when Mcnamee became enamored with speed and power.
Not the drug.
No, not the drugs. 1941, the war years, toys were a little bit dear at that time. Mcnamee builds fort made of cardboard. This is at the Grace Street Park in Lombard. 2 days later, the fort burned down. Ken Mullins' house in water to try and fight fire.
141 though.
Yeah, Dorothy, thanks for the information. Okay. Mcnamee initiated a neighborhood grocery delivery service for his mom and for his neighbors. We would deliver the groceries to them with no hand. Deliver them on his bicycle. He followed that up with his basketball career, where he learned how to play basketball with no hand. Baseball was soon to follow, one of his first loves. He made it on into high school, and he was disappointed. We're talking another low point in his life here. Betsy Brown turned down his offer to go to the senior prom. Following on the heels of that, another high, Nancy accepts his offer to go to the senior prom. But kind of a medium point here, at 11:30 p.m. on the evening of the senior prom, Nancy gets headache. Mcnamee goes to Bradley University, Illinois, Peoria, to play basketball. Another very high spot, followed quickly by the first semester grade results. Followed almost as quickly with Mcnamee. Oh yeah, Mcnamee was set up on a blind date with Jean. Who? This time, Jean is one.
Gene who?
Yes.
Followed almost as very quickly by a low point where Mac stands up Jean because he was stuck in a snowstorm in Chicago, Illinois. A blind date that never was. How'd you ever get together anyway?
That was the second blind date.
Second blind date. Okay. Mcnamee leaves Bradley University. Mac with a low point. Very low point. Mcnamee joins the United States Marine Corps. Followed 6 months later, a very high point. Mcnamee marries Jean.
You mean right.
Very high point. Let's not just hear some applause for that one, ladies and gentlemen. Almost immediately, by another low point, Mcnamee takes Jean to the first U.S. Marine Corps ball. Mcnamee coined the famous words when a bartender came up and said, "Would you like to have an after-dinner drink, young man?" He says, "Yeah, I'll have a Schlitz." U.S. Marine Corps ball. Okay. Mcnamee then, oh, I see. We got an inner report here. Mcnamee enrolls at Northern Illinois University. Mcnamee graduates from Northern Illinois University. Mcnamee joins the Air Force. Mcnamee commissioned in the Air Force by President John Kennedy, followed by the Mcnamees arrived in Lubbock, Texas. We're not talking the lowest, but we're talking.
The order is interesting, but
Mcnamee graduates from Air Force pilot training, a very high moment in this man's life. Followed immediately by, he goes to survival school. Mcnamee then goes to C-130 school, another notch down. Mcnamee, oh I see, Mcnamee's paperboy in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where C-130 training took place, overcharged Mcnamee 30 cents for a 1-month delivery period. Mcnamee laid in waiting for the paperboy.
laid the paperboy or what?
Mcnamee was waiting there for the paperboy to come by and ask him about 30 cents. The next door neighbor came home. Woman type next door neighbor came home. Single woman type next door neighbor came home. in a negligee.
That wasn't me.
With their circuit breakers popped. Needless to say, for the next 3 months, Mcnamee laid in waiting for the paperwork. Let's take a look here. Oh. That's woman next door. Comes home with a necklace. There we go. Mcnamee goes to Topeka, Kansas, and for a short while lives off base in Howard Will's basement. That's a high point. Low point. 9 months later, Freddie Boom Boom Vogler, Mcnamee's aircraft commander, writes Mcnamee's first officer's effectiveness report. Traumatic. Let's go. Traumatic experience. All right. October 1965. Bud Weiss, who happens to be here tonight. We haven't seen him in a long, long time. It was lovely wife. Mcnamee at their wedding reception. Married in October of 1965. Mcnamee puts a cherry bomb in their wedding cake and lights it. Good preparation for us. Good preparation for a follow-on assignment to Southeast Asia. Okay, and Mcnamee, a high point. As the rest of the squadron is assigned to Southeast Asia, Mcnamee's in Europe on a rotation. We thought that was pretty good. 6 months later, Mcnamee's assigned to Southeast Asia. Didn't get out of it. While in Southeast Asia, Mcnamee spends 2.5 years of hard work to make, we figure, $50 in the black market, trading illegal dollars for illegal piastres, risking a 15 to 30-year sentence in Lebanon. The guy makes a cool $50.
65.
This is kind of a medium, there's a little bit above the median line here. Mcnamee survives a Class 26, which means a total of the aircraft crash. After taking off from Tayden West, is awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross for living. You know, if you walk away from it, you get a medal. If you did, you're in deep service. Live through it. Get our way back down to a new one here. Oh, Mcnamee is in downtown Saigon picking up a pair of crocodile shoes for Howard Will, which Howard insists for $25, but which on the regular market were worth $700. Mcnamee is in downtown Saigon picking up some alligator shoes for Howard Will when the Tet Offensive begins. Mcnamee lives through 3.5 days of heavy bombardment, mortar and rocket and howitzer incoming, and he does it in a Vietnamese shoe store.
Hey, get the shoes off.
He got the shoes.
I'm still working.
Spring 1968. Mcnamee's involved in a total envelopment on the part of the North Vietnamese of a place called Cam Duc, which was can best be described as a teacup surrounded by 30 million people. He survives the evacuation of civilians from that point and is awarded the Air Force Silver Star. This is heavy stuff. And it's a
I
high
don't know about the silver string.
The 3.5 days later, Mcnamee interviews Pan American Airways. Which he considers a pilot. A week later, he gets the results in the mail of his test. Mcnamee flunks Pan American stay on test.
He did. He
He
had the
rushes
answer
to
sheet.
Northwest Orient, he finds out they turn them down too. They won't accept those state line results either. However, followed quickly by a very high point, Mcnamee hires on at Western Airlines.
I hope.
Hires on at Western Airlines and buys a home in Camarillo. He moves into the house in Camarillo, establishes, let's call them roots. Shallow roots. Camarillo. Establishes roots in Camarillo, and the high point of living there is breaks his leg in the neighborhood block party. In the parents against kids basketball game. We're talking about a domesticated guy.
How about his wrist hitting a cow?
Low point, kind of a medium above the median line. Mcnamee buys Jaguar. Shortly thereafter, Mcnamee had to sell the Jaguar because he moves to Hawaii.
Yay!
Not much of a Hawaiian contingent here tonight. Mcnamee moves to Hawaii, and at a low point right after he gets there, he buys one of those Africa Core things VW made called the Thing. How did the thing run, Mac?
Great.
Is it a great investment?
Great. Made a lot of money on that one.
While living in Hawaii, I'm gonna get my pointer out. While living in Hawaii, Mcnamee plays tennis 8 hours a day. And followed by a low point, Mcnamee develops arthritis after playing tennis 8 hours a day. Followed by another high point. Mcnamee buys a Mercedes-Benz in Europe. Followed by Mcnamee spills paint on the Mercedes-Benz. Mcnamee sells Mercedes-Benz. Mcnamee goes back to Europe and buys another one. Sells another one. It gets a little bit. It gets a little frantic right here. He buys another one, sells another one, and buys a condominium in Hawaii with a profit, rental property, followed by an immediate low there. Hawaiian condo, vacant, in fact, still vacant. World's longest vacancy factor. Followed by an incredible high, he moves back to the mainland, gets back to Los Angeles, and proceeds to buy the most expensive house in Beachwalk. The amount of money he paid for his house in Beachwalk has never been matched since. Buys the most expensive house in Beachwalk. Has accident while touring on Mike Melton's motorcycle, runs into cow and breaks his leg.
I was wondering what that was.
The lower, the next knot down, Mcnamee buys touring motorcycles. Water seat leaks on motorcycles. Water seat leaks. Gets he and Gene wet. Okay, then we move on down here. We get down to a pretty rough area. Mac retires from WOW. Mcnamee, real low number here. Mcnamee starts limo business. You don't have all that yard that's there. Mcnamee starts limo business. Followed by an immediate high that says Mcnamee hires Gene to help. Followed by an immediate low. Mac still works 14 hours a day in the limo business. And another high, Mac sells limo business. Followed by a parallel high, Mac becomes grandparent. And, a few words, Mac is extremely proud of his son, a staff sergeant on active duty in the Air Force, who was on his way to Japan with his wonderful wife. Mac is also extremely proud at this point in his life of his daughter, who was a lieutenant in the Air National Guard. Hey! And Mac celebrates 50th birthday. End of time chart. I'd like to thank you all for your attention. I'm going to open a few gifts here. There aren't a whole lot of them. I'm hoping that they're not these PG-rated gifts. Yeah? Mercedes Benz. All right, thanks.
First of all, what he said is quite true. It's very close, but not quite. Try to clean it up.
No?
After all, Lincoln good health.
Kind.
It's a book of Kama Sutras. It's got pop-up characters. John and Susie. Mcnamee always was a noob.
I see him open that disgusting
Yeah, I want the children here to come. I know. I'm gonna be good breath. But our boobs go down. Where's Ken? Ken?
Oh, sort of.
It doesn't matter. It's from us.
Hey, lady. Yeah. Hey. Ginger. Ginger, I like your style. He films, he reaches out his hand, you put it in, he just drinks it.
Oh, shoot, I want to go. There is one of, my God, what are they going to do? Cameron, your cuties?
It's special significance.